I'm Triple J, and welcome to Brain Food, where I tell you what's yummy and nutritious for your head. This episode is very special to me, as I will be reviewing the second book from Dennis R Upkins, West of Sunset. The entire Brain Food series started off with a review of his first book, Hollowstone, and it's been an honor and a privilege to see him continue to grow as a writer in his second outing with this book. This book contains not one, but two stories that center around a young mage named Brecken Everett and the adventures he embarks upon. He is not only a top student at Light Mage University based out of Atlanta, Georgia, but he's also a private investigator who uses his skills to help people. He's also black and gay. And yes, being black and gay at the same time does happen, much to the jargon of full aggressives like Dan Savage. The first story is about Brecken traveling to Scotland to help a pair of old friends, a detective and a seraph, with a pair of new friends, Jacob and Joshua Phoenix, who are Pyrrhians, the last of their kind. They've managed to find and bring back an ancient device from their people, which they hope will tell them more about their people. However, a couple of demons want it, and you can be sure that they're going to do anything to get their hands on it. The second story, which is done in the first-person perspective, is about Brecken taking some time off to go to the West Coast, good old California, for some fun in the sun and dancing in the nightclubs. However, things take a turn for the worse when his friend, not boyfriend, Owen, runs amok of vampires, who are also a biker gang, and who are up to no good. I tell ya, whoever said that life isn't easy didn't need to tell Brecken that. I don't wish to simply say that this book is like any other urban fantasy YA book, although there are correlations to more popular series, such as the Harry Potter series, even Buffy the Vampire Slayer series, not to mention Jim Butcher's The Harry Dresden Files, although Denny doesn't whitewash Los Angeles like Jim Butcher whitewashes Chicago. What you will find in many other urban fantasy YA books, you will find here, which is magic, monsters, and fantastical creatures existing in the modern world. What I believe really rises this book above the crowd is the sheer amount of humor and heart and touching moments that it has. Of all the books I've read, the only ones that have made me laugh out loud so much in my life has been the Terry Pratchett Discworld series, and West of Sunset easily holds its own in that regard. Literally, on every other page, there was a funny situation or a joke told by one of the characters, or just something that made me stop laughing and just laugh for, a minute or so straight. For example, in the first story, Keepers, the Phoenix brothers, along with Detective Andy and their friend Elroy, are buzzed with curiosity over whether or not Brecken is gay, which he is. The four get into an argument, and so they decide on a bet of $400 to determine if he is gay or not. Now, while Joshua and Andy take a more subtle investigative approach to this problem, Jacob and Elroy do not, which leads to the following situation. Brecken, my man, how are ya? What's up? So, Braves or Cubs, since you're from Atlanta and all that? Cubs. I see. Yes. How about cars? Cars, my man. I love the Mustang. Classic American muscle. Well, for me, there are two cars. The Lamborghini and everything else. Are you flexing? Oh, man. Nah, I'm just stretching. Why? Does it make you horny? Now, in the hands of a lesser writer, this entire subplot would have been creepy and invasive. But here it's genuinely funny. It also helps that the four are called out on their bet and the invasion of Brecken's privacy by Nemesis. Wrong, Nemesis. In this story, Nemesis is a seraph, an angel warrior sent to Earth who is also Andy's partner. It also helps that the entire thing is quickly put behind them as the heroes face off against the demons, who are looking for that ancient artifact. Now, another moment that really just had me laughing out loud came in the second story, West of Sunset, in which Brecken and Owen are trying to escape from a biker gang of vampires. They come across a human enemy of Brecken, a guy named Simmons, who is a prick-rich asshole who siphoned money from accounts meant for poor people in Atlanta. When he comes across him trying to get out of a Lamborghini, the following happens. Smelling like he had bathed in Old Spice, Simmons shut the door and prepared to hand the keys to the valet. "Hey, Simmons!" Before he could say a word, my fist met his jaw with a satisfying crunch. "Greetings from Atlanta, bitch!" The man lay sprawled on the pavement out cold as I grabbed the keys and tossed them to a bemused Owen. For days after this, all I had to do was think about the line, "Greetings from Atlanta, bitch," and I'd be laughing and giggling to myself, because nothing is more satisfying than seeing a prick asshole who steals money from people who really need it and then has his really expensive car stolen, GTA style. The action in the book is really well written, and it honestly put me in mind of some of my favorite Marvel novels that have been released throughout the 90s. It's very well done. I understood what was happening. It was exciting, and we also got to see another side of Brecken, in which that he's a very good thinker and strategist when it comes to battle. There's also a couple of really good teaching moments in this book. The first of which is when he is talking with Nemesis about his past, where he discusses the strain placed on his life, where he tried to be nothing but perfection itself in order to try and ignore much of the bullshit that is tossed his way as not only a black man, but a black gay man. And the second story, when he and Owen are club hopping at the gay bars in Los Angeles, they are accosted by a hen party. Now, for those who don't know, a hen party is basically when a group of straight women, one of whom is getting married, go around to gay bars and basically flaunt their straight privilege at getting married amongst the LGBTQ community. I have friends who are gay and who have encountered hen parties before, and for what they told me, it's what I would categorize as a Class A dick move. I'm also a straight guy, so I have no idea what it's like to suppress just a part of myself in order to keep a job or to keep from being fired, or worse for that matter. We get a sense of that when Brecken is talking with Nemesis about this, and so we connect with him, and we actually feel his anger when he and his friend are accosted by the hen party at that gay bar in Los Angeles. It's an example of good writing where a character being gay is a part of his character, and how that part can affect the whole, rather than a character whose sole defining characteristic is being gay, which is a lesson that still sadly has yet to be learned by many people in various forms of media. And I tell you, as for the other kind of action that Brecken sees, I tell you, for someone who is a perfect overachiever who could have been the ideal study mate for Hermione at Hogwarts, this boy sees more action than a 20-sided dice at a D&D tournament. His amorous outings would have been Captain Jack Harkness approved if the two ever met. Probably would have given him a badge and a medal and everything, and then had sex with him. If I do have one complaint about this book, is that there are two bits of info dumping that felt rather clunky and awkward to me. They both happen in the first story, where Andy talks with Joshua about how good it has been to have Nemesis in his life, and Nemesis talking with Brecken, and Brecken telling her about the difficulties in his life. Considering that we have two short stories instead of one long one, I get that we need this bit of info dumping to give us a better, sense of the characters, and that world building in general is difficult. I just felt it was a little bit clunky and awkward. Now, it didn't ruin the fun of the book for me, nor will it ruin it for you. This book makes for a fun light read with lots of well done action, great humor, as well as some deeper bits that help us to connect to the characters and make them rise above the crowd. The Phoenix Brothers are certainly hilarious. Nemesis herself is a force to be reckoned with, and in the second story, we are greeted with a witch named Violet who comes to Brecken's aid. And this helps to paint a mosaic of colorful and memorable characters who would I love to see more adventures of alongside Brecken himself. In short, buy this book. You'll be glad that you did. I'm Triple J, and that's all I got left to say. Take care.
I'm a